Hello, my friend. Welcome to my Sleeping Tech podcast. I'm BGM. In this podcast, I will deliver some tech content that you might be interested in, sleeping and studying. Hopefully, you will listen to this podcast before going to bed. So, let's get into it. So, today's topic is my software developer journey from zero. As you may guess from this video's title, I didn't know anything about IT before. I don't have any CS degrees, and I didn't start my first career as software developer. I started my career as a salesman for automotive. So, it's not totally related to tech field. But now I am working in tech company in Vietnam. I'll tell you what I did so far. At the very beginning, it was around 6 years ago. When I still working as a salesman, I figured out that I'm not good at being a salesman, and I feel like I don't have any specific skills. I wasn't confident of myself at all. I was always wondering about my future, like, is it okay to continue this sales job? Is this really what I want to do? One day, I went to the city library, and then I found a book. It's about how to build a website. I didn't remember, but I borrowed the book on the day, and it said, programming is like magic. You will be a magician by just a few typings. Do you know why? Then just follow this book. This book actually changed my life. It tells me the way how to be a software developer. As it says, I opened up my Windows PC and created index.html file. After that, I wrote one sentence, which may be one of the most famous sentences in the world. That is, hello world. And then opened the file in my browser. Then I saw my web page, which I created for the first time. I was really impressed about the moment. At the same time, I was so excited about the possibility of IT. So, that is the beginning of my long IT journey. At that time, I was spending all of my time to study programming except working time. First, I wanted to create my own website for gaming community. So, I learned HTML to define the user interface components. Next, I wanted to change color, design more beautifully. So, I studied CSS. And then, I wanted to create a dynamic web page. Dynamic web page means changing the contents based on the user. So, I studied JavaScript. Also, I needed database to manage user data. So, I studied SQL. And also I needed the backend system to handle data and UI. So, I studied PHP. Always my motivation is coming from what I wanted to create. And that's how I self-studied programming. When developing website or any web application, it's better to have an independent working environment because I didn't want to make my PC very messy by directly installing some applications. To prepare virtual development environment such as Vagrant or VirtualBox, and to make an application server and database, I manually installed Apache, MySQL, and PHP. That's how I studied infra. At the moment, I got many bugs and also error messages. There is no one around me to teach how to solve. Sometimes it really broke my motivation, but I never gave up. I googled many times, really uncountable. But after all, I could create my first website. And then I had a dream, like I want to change the job as software developer. So I did the job hunting in Japan, and I took many interviews. And I failed many times, more than 10 companies. But finally, I could get a job offer as a software developer position. That's all about my software developer origin. How do you think about my journey? I know this is just my case and it's different how to open the door of software developer. So please kindly leave your comment. Why do you want to be a software developer? And if you like my podcast, please subscribe my channel and also put the thumb button. See you in the next podcast. Goodbye.